Something huge is happening across America. It's not a single headline you'll see on the news, but it's a deep, powerful shift in how we work, where we eat, and even where we live. You could call it the Great American Reshuffle, and right now we're going to connect the dots for you. Our story starts right here, in those massive glass towers that shape our city skylines. This report from the LA Times, it's not just a local story. It's a signal of a seismic event. The old rules of commercial real estate, they're officially broken, and a power shift is turning the entire industry on its head.
Okay, so let's dive into this first piece of evidence. It's all happening in the corporate heart of Los Angeles, where the bottom has literally fallen out of the office market. But chaos creates opportunity, and this is a once-in-a-generation kind of opportunity.
So get this. What we're seeing is a complete role reversal. For decades, the model was simple, right? Companies paid insane amounts of rent to have a few floors in a skyscraper. Well, today, with property values absolutely cratering because of remote work, those same companies, the former tenants, are now buying the entire building. They're not just renters anymore. They're becoming the landlords. But this isn't just a story about skyscrapers and big corporations. Let's bring it down to ground level. We're going from the corporate towers of LA straight to the main streets of America. And our case study here is Portland, Maine, a city famous for its incredible food scene, which is now facing a massive shakeup. Just look at this number, 30 plus. We're not talking about one or two local spots closing down. We're talking about more than 30 restaurant properties hitting the market all at once. This isn't just a downturn, people. It's a shockwave ripping through the local economy, leaving behind a lot of empty storefronts, but also a blank canvas for whatever comes next. And the scale of what's available is just staggering. I mean, you have everything from a massive 25,000 square foot department store to a beloved local taco joint and even a national chain like Chili's. They're all sitting empty. It's a huge challenge, no doubt, but it's also a massive opportunity for a whole new generation of entrepreneurs. Now, what makes this whole situation so risky for any new business comes down to three little letters, NNN. You see, most of these are triple net leases. This means if you move in, you're not just paying rent. Nope. You are also on the hook for property taxes, insurance, and all the maintenance. It is a huge financial gamble, and it really shows you just how high the stakes are for anyone trying to rebuild Main Street right now. All right, so we've looked at where we work and where we eat. Now, let's pivot to where we live. Because while all this is happening with offices and restaurants, an even bigger migration is underway in our neighborhoods. This is the residential chapter of the Great American Shuffle. Just take a look at a single week of home sales in a pretty typical American county. This is Tompkins County, New York. And what do we see? A crazy wide spectrum. You've got homes selling for over $700,000. At the exact same time, others are going for under $200,000. This tells you it's not just one type of person moving. This is happening in every single price point. And when you dig into the details, it gets even more wild. Check this out. A tiny, 540 square foot rural home selling for a price per square foot that you'd expect in a dense city. An old duplex from the 50s going for over $500,000. And at the same time, a property selling for less than the price of a new car. The old rules of what a property is worth, they're clearly being thrown out the window, block by block. So if where we work and where we live is changing so dramatically, what about our day-to-day habits? Let's zoom in on just a single day, Easter Sunday, to get a quick pulse check on the nation. Who's open for business and who's telling their employees to stay home? The answers tell you a lot about our economy. You know, this is a fascinating economic indicator. On one side, you have brands that are all about essentials, convenience, and value. Walmart, Kroger, your fast food spots, they're all open. But on the other side, you've got brands like Target, Costco, and Chick-fil-A that made the call to close. Trust me, these aren't random decisions. They're based on deep calculations about their customers, their employees, and the pressures American families are under right now. Okay, we've looked at office towers, Main Street restaurants, suburban homes, and even holiday shopping. They might seem like totally disconnected stories, but they're not. They're all symptoms of the same powerful underlying shift. Let's pull it all together. First, the whole idea of a 9-to-5 workday in a downtown skyscraper is being fundamentally rewritten. This is changing the economic engine of our cities. And it's not just about the empty offices themselves, it's about the entire ecosystem, the transit, the lunch spots, all the services that depended on them. Second, the very character of our towns, which is so often defined by those local shops and restaurants, is going through this period of intense, creative destruction. Old favorites are closing, and yes, that's tough to see. But it also clears the way for new ideas and new ventures to finally take root. And third,
The very idea of a stable, long-term home, it's just becoming more fluid. Remote work has untethered millions of us from a physical office, and as a result, an unprecedented number of Americans are relocating, completely redrawing the map of where we choose to live.
So when you put it all together, these are not just isolated events. They are all signs of a historic realignment of American life. There is a deep, powerful current changing the landscape of our country in real time, affecting not just how we live, but where we live.
And that brings us to the most important question of all. This isn't just happening in LA or Portland or some county in New York. It is happening everywhere. So, what do you see? What empty storefronts have popped up? Who are the new neighbors on your block? What changes have you noticed in your own community? Let us know down in the comments.